for being what it is you want to be in life. Hi, my name is Wes Legg, and I just want to share something with you that I hope will inspire and encourage you. Fear is the number one thing that holds most everyone back from being what it is that they truly desire to be in life. Fear keeps people in a job that they utterly detest, but they keep because they fear that they would not be able to make it any other way. Fear keeps people from starting that business that they dreamt of when they were younger. Fear keeps them from following through with a phone call or contact because they fear rejection. They fear that someone might make fun of them or be critical of them. Come on, we've all experienced it. I want to take a few minutes to quickly share some things that I have learned in my life coaching training that has helped me to get over fear and recognize what it really is. And it really is this simple. In order to understand what the emotion of fear is, let's take a look at this timeline. We have the past, present, where we are right now, and the future. Our past, if we think about it, only exists in our minds. It's over, completed, we can't take it back. It's just a memory. When we reflect back to the past, we can have bad memories, which, if we dwell upon them in thought, will make us feel bad. And then there are good memories that, when we think upon these, we create good feelings within our being. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt fearful or apprehensive when you thought about something that has happened in the past? Yesterday, last week, maybe back in school days? No. And that's because fear is a future-based emotion. And where do we spend most of our time and thought? And think about it. When we wake up, we almost always begin thinking about our day. What appointments we have coming up today. How am I going to ask the boss for that raise I so rightly deserve? I wonder if that pain in the butt coworker is going to bring up that issue with the job that I messed up. How am I going to make my mortgage payment this month? We spend the majority of our thinking time in the future. When we take a look at future events and consider them, we generally have two options. Emotionally, that is, we can be excited or optimistic, expecting the best possible outcome, or we can choose to feel fearful and apprehensive, expecting the worst possible outcome. We all know what most people consider, don't we? Not passing judgment on anyone, but that's how we've been conditioned or programmed by our media, by the world in which we live. And this is a choice that we are faced with each and every day, many times each and every day. In fact, now consider this. It is understood that we cannot physically relive the past, its history, and the future. Does it ever come? It's always in the future, right? It's something to consider. Fear is a future-based emotion and a future that never arrives. We have a choice to see the future with optimism and expect the best possible outcome, or choose to expect the worst possible outcome and sense fear, anxiety, or apprehension. So what is the opposite of fear? Faith. Now, I'm not talking faith as in religion, but faith as in action. Faith and fear are two different ends of the spectrum. Faith is kind of like this. This is where I am today, and that's where I want to be in the future. And the only way I'm going to get from here to there is to take a step in that direction, in hope and expectation of the best possible outcome. Now, if I entertain in my mind all the worst possible outcomes that I might experience, I create fear. And it's safe to say that if I choose to do this, I'll still be in the same place in life next year at this time, and the next, and the next. You see why it's said that fear is all in our head? You know the familiar thoughts, right? Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not succeeding, fear of making that phone call, fear of being let down, fear of being hurt. We've all had them. This is the point I want to drive home. Get this. The only thing that we can control in our lives is how we choose to react or respond to the situations or events that we are faced with in our life. We cannot control the events in our outside world. Again, the only thing that we can control in our lives is how we choose to react or respond to the situations or events that we are faced with in life. We can choose to realize that this fear is a choice that we choose. We can choose to expect the worst possible outcome in a future event that does not even exist in the now. Or we can choose faith and step out of our comfort zones and move in the direction of our hopes and dreams, expecting the best possible outcomes. Pretty simple, right? I hope this helps. God bless.